Hey there, welcome to the Ultimate Amazon FBA Air Shipping video. Our goal with today's video is to make this video the go-to video for all your questions about Amazon Air Shipping. So we're gonna do the best for you to get all of them answers. If something is not answered, please leave it in the comments below and we're gonna make it answered. And look, the video is also connected to the current situation in the world today, which is the pandemic situation, May 2020, but also want to make this evergreen and answer general questions about air shipping. And today, I'm not doing this alone. I have a pretty cool guest today, and he's the second time he's here today with us, is Amit Rosenthal. He's the CEO of Rosenthal Logistics, which is a shipping company that was established in 1937, and that's a lot of time ago. So they have a lot of experience, and they've been shipping to Amazon and around Amazon all the stuff from 2016, right, Amit? And I should stop talking because Amit, please introduce yourself to us.
Yeah, hi Vova, how are you?
Hey, man.
Nice to be here for the second time. Yeah, so we are a freight forwarding company. We established more than 80 years ago, and since 2016 we established a sub-company which is specific handle goods for Amazon sellers and for e-commerce in general. And yeah, this is our business, and we are trying to be professional at what we're doing.
Nice, man. Thank you for coming again. And the previous video, by the way, is going to be linked in the description for those who want to check. We were speaking about also shipping from China to Amazon, but Amit ships pretty much all over the world. And you can watch this video later on as well. But for today's video, we're going to be speaking about Amazon FBA air shipping. And Amit, may I ask you some questions, man?
Yeah, please.
Awesome, man. So I'm pretty excited. And look, first, I would like to speak about the methods of air shipping. Like, which methods are there for air shipping? Give us some light on this, please.
Yeah, so let's start, Vova, talk general about air shipping and not specific now with the situation with the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are trying to cover now the all air shipping situation, so we have two shipment method, okay? One called air regular, and the second is air express. Air express, it's split for two different types of service. One is faster and the second is slower. But again, whatever it's called air express is still faster than air regular, okay? Mm-hmm. So this is in this regard. If we try to specify a little bit more about each shipment method, so in general, maybe it's better to start with explain that in general situation in the world, 80% of the whole cargo going by air is going by commercial airline. Meaning if you, Vova, now flying from China to USA, so in the airplane itself, there is something around 40 tons of cargo that going in each airplane, okay? So now because of the pandemic and borders that are closed, so the air regular shipping is not an option. So this is related to air regular. Usually when we talk about air regular situations, so the transit time is approximately something between 10 to 14 days from the cargo departure from China. And it's always going by transshipment routing, meaning if you're going from China to Los Angeles, for instance, so it will go from China to Japan and from Japan going to Los Angeles, okay? Mm-hmm. Other option, of course, is the Air Express. The Air Express, as we discussed now, is split also to two shipment methods, okay? First method is, and what mainly everybody uses, is the service which carrier provide transit time of around 2 to 4 days from the cargo departure. And the second shipment method is something around 6 to 8 days from the cargo departure from China. And again, it's faster than using air regular. If we want to be more specific even, so the name of the type of service, okay? If we're using a DHL, they have service of 2 to 4 days. In UPS, we're calling UPS Red Line, okay? And FedEx, this is calling FedEx Priority, okay? This is all, again, for 2 to 4 days from cargo departure from China. The slower express method is only provided by UPS and FedEx. In UPS, it's calling UPS Blue Line, and in FedEx, it's called FedEx Economy. And the transit time, again, is around 6 to 8 days from the departure of the cargo from China.
I understand, man. So essentially, we have the slower shipping methods, the kind of the middle and the fastest. And I would
Right, right.
also guess, well, I know this actually, the price obviously for the faster is more expensive, and obviously for the slower is less expensive, which kind of makes sense, right? So
Yeah,
this is like, mhm.
yeah, I can definitely say that again before the pandemic and our situation now, generally rate was for regular air, yeah, the slowest,
Mhm.
around $4 per kilo.
Yep.
The mid service, okay, was around $5 to $5.5 per kilo, and the fastest was around $6 to $6.5 per kilo. But again, all the rates now is changed dramatically because of the pandemic. So this is in general, but today we will of course discuss this a bit later.
I see, man. Thank you. Thank you for the input. And man, just, okay, we have different types of shipping methods, as you mentioned, but what are the advantages of shipping air? Are there advantages for this, for air shipping specifically?
Yeah, so air shipping mainly used for cargo need to be delivered faster than sea shipping, okay? If we are talking about Amazon seller specific, and let's take United States for this example, it really depends if you're going to the West Coast or the East Coast, okay? But let's say you're going to mid-United States, the transit time, if you use the regular sea shipping, can be around 40 to 45 days after the cargo departure from China. And again, the slowest air shipping is around 14 days, so you can all understand the huge difference in transit time. So usually if you are not a new seller, okay, and you already have an inventory at Amazon facility, and you don't want to be out of stock, so usually you will choose the air shipping method. For the sellers, usually the main goal is to stay in stock. So it's all depends on the needs and the necessary and the inventory. But again, usually air shipping method using for sellers that need the cargo earlier at the Amazon facility.
Yeah, man, definitely. I can also say as an Amazon FBA seller that when I'm running out of stock for maybe for good reason that my sales are up and flying, so to say, and I see that my sea shipments are not coming on time, I will use the air shipping to kind of get them there faster because we don't want to go out of stock as Amazon sellers. We don't want to lose our positions. We're not going to be speaking about
Right,
rankings and all this in this video, but generally, yes, we don't want to be out of stock because also when you're out
right,
of stock, you're not getting any money generally, yes?
right,
So you need
right,
to stay in
right,
stock.
right.
And you need to calculate, obviously, your, so to say, well, you calculate the air shipping and then you know how much you're paying for it and see if it's good for you to air ship, or maybe rather you do the slow air shipping or the fast. That's up to you. But just so you know, there's an option of air shipping, and that's the advantage of it because you can get the goods faster. And man, that's the advantage of it because like you can actually bring the products faster. What is the disadvantage of air shipping, or maybe potential problems with this one, with this method of shipping?
Maybe the two major issues. One, of course, the rate per kilogram will be much higher than using sea shipping. So sometimes if the profit if the profit on the product itself is not high, so instead of paying, let's say $1 or $1.5 per kilo for sea shipping, so you now have to pay $5 per kilo. So it's of course reduce your profit eventually. So maybe this is the biggest disadvantage. And the second one, that if you're using air express shipping method, so the risk or the potential risk for custom inspection in the US increase. So if you have a product with liquid or dangerous good, or you have glue or toxic or magnet or so on, so it's bring higher potential risk for US custom inspection. Again, it's something that can be covered, but you should know the risk or the potential risk for it.
I see, man. So essentially, for air shipping, the chance of inspection in the customs is higher, and this might make this not 14 days. Say it might make it 20 days, or as long as they hold it there. It's the customs is, you know, it's just they have their own game there, right? As I understand.
Now, a bit correction.
Yes.
Again, when we are talking about higher potential risk for custom inspection, we are talking about air express. So the transit time is
Oh,
not
Air
14
Express.
days, it's around 2 to 4 days, okay? If you have a product or toy product contain glue, let's say, for instance, so to ship it by air express, there will be a higher risk for custom inspection, for sure.
No, I understand, man. So that's the for the faster methods. Okay, I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And aside from this, can there be any delays? Well, I guess that's also an option. Delays with flights and generally like, well, yeah, I guess that's also a
Yeah,
thing.
similar for if you are a passenger now, you know, you're going to flight, the flight canceled for whatever reason, you did not got on time to the plane, million of issues that can happen. Usually the service is quite stable, meaning there is not such a delays in air shipping, but of course it can happen. Yeah, it will be more connected to the pandemic situation now. So maybe once we will talk about now the current situation with the pandemic. So I think it will be more easy to understand the situation with delays and so on.
Let's talk about it now, man. Let's speak about the current
Yeah.
situation of the pandemic. Oh, wait, just 1 second, Amit. For those watching, I will show it in the beginning of the video, but we have everything in the timestamps. Every question we have it in different times, so you can go through description and like see this question, this question, this question. This is for you to have a better watch experience and enjoy. So yeah, Amit, pandemic, air shipping, what's going on? What changed? What's going on? What? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because of the pandemic again, I can talk just from our side, you know, in Israel, but I think it's related to almost every country in the world now, that 95 or 98% of all the borders in the world now closed for air shipping, meaning there is no commercial flight, almost no commercial flight at all.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter the routing, if it's going to China to US or if it's going from the Netherlands to Russia, there is almost no flights at all. So in this case, most of the cargo, as we discussed in the beginning of the video, okay, 80% of the cargo going by regular air. So if there is no regular air, so this 80% of the cargo in the world now need to go for the express company, such as DHL, UPS, FedEx, TNT, and so on. So because of that reason, there is such a pressure for capacity for this carrier. So because of that, if we will be accustomed, okay, to, let's say, to pick up the goods tomorrow, okay, and then a day after the goods departure from China, and it will be at Amazon 2 to 3 days after. So now there is delays in China only, okay, for can be 10 to 14 days until the cargo just departure from China. And this is mainly because of capacity reasons. So this is the main issue happened because of the pandemic. And second situation, because of supply and demand situation, of course. So if there is now such a high demand for air express shipping, so the shipping company increased their tariff dramatically. So Vova, when we started the video, we discussed that air express was around $5 to $6 or $6.50 per kilo. Now it can easily be around 11 to $12 per kilo and even higher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it doubled the value. And if sellers need to thinking before they choose Air Express before the pandemic with rate of $5 or $6 per kilo, you can imagine now the situation with the rate $12 per kilo. So the calculation need to be much more accurate than what it been before in relates to PPC, profit, and so on.
Yeah, man, we gotta adjust because as you mentioned, we have the prices that went up generally, and we have the supply and demand that now people are, actually the sales also went up for many categories in the States, and for me, yes, in the barbecue niche, it went up, and generally it's going up because it's like the summertime, and that's it. We had to ship more, maybe not to go out of stock, and boom, now you need to pay like 12 and not 6. You're like, well, yeah, I mean, gotta just calculate and see how it goes. But man, all right, so it's up. Do you see any time we're gonna go back to normal prices, man? Like, come on.
This is the question.
I know it's not you.
This is the question now in the logistics world. It's only a scenario. I do believe flight will start, not be regular basis, okay, but will start quite regular operation around, I don't know, August, September. So I believe in 2-3 months or so, once commercial air will be resumed to work sustainably, I believe the rate will decrease. But up until then, I don't see, let's say, a big change in the air freight.
I see, man. Yeah, it makes sense because earlier you mentioned that a lot of the cargo used to go by commercial planes, when we're going to a vacation, put our sunglasses, the good stuff. But with us flying some products, yes, in
Right.
the,
Yeah,
where
exactly.
our suitcases with all the good stuff are flying,
Exactly.
they're
Exactly.
the products. Now we don't fly, they don't fly, and it just makes sense. Unless somebody comes up with some cool, like a blue ocean strategy for this and maybe somehow drops the prices, which maybe will happen.
Submarine, maybe submarine.
All right, man. I mean, I'm in. I'll try. I'm willing to take the risk, put it there, and let it fly through the fly. I mean, swim or
Yeah,
how you call it, dive through the Atlantic or whatever. I mean, cool, man.
yeah.
Amit, and aside from this, do you have any other tips for air shipping? Anything from you that you'd like to share? Like maybe somehow we can some sort of tips to make it more efficient as sellers, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe 2 points in this regard. One, there is a difference, okay, in calculate chargeable weight, okay, for Air
Mm-hmm.
Express and regular air, okay, there is a different formula for calculate it. So maybe Vova, you will put some link below, okay. So sellers, or at least beginner sellers, at least will know how to calculate their volume weight or chargeable weight for air regular and for Air Express. This is one. The biggest myth is related to sellers believe that if we are picking up the cargo, for instance, tomorrow, okay, so on the same day the cargo will be on the plane and directly to the final warehouse. So this is not the case, okay. Like a passenger, all cargo handled by carrier need to X-ray checking and security checking, and then go to the airline, have a space booking for the airline only after security and X-ray
Wow.
checking. So usually, if we are talking about a regular, okay, so if you are picking up the cargo, let's say tomorrow, okay, tomorrow is Thursday, okay,
Yeah.
so usually the cargo will departure only on Saturday or Sunday, okay, so this process taking around 2 to 3 days. For Air Express, again, on a regular basis, not now in the pandemic, usually take around 1 day until the cargo leave China. So this need to be considered as well, okay? Because if we are talking again about irregular, which we mentioned earlier, 10 to 14 days, it's from departure, okay? So sometimes we need to take into consideration even 18 days from the cargo being picked up until the cargo reach Amazon warehouse. This is important for inventory management, okay? So if you believe that you will have only 10 days and you will ship air cargo and it will be at Amazon, so it's not the situation.
I see, man. So just to kind of wrap this part up, the myth goes that today I call my supplier, like, or the freight forwarder, like, man, can you ship tomorrow? Well, probably it will take more because we need to scan the product, we need to put on flight, and it's just there's
Yeah,
some process, some bureaucracy, obviously, and not as sellers usually
right.
believe that we call today, tomorrow we're flying, in 3 days we're there, which in some case might be true if something is everything goes smooth and I guess or whatever, but generally no, it's a myth, and it
Yeah,
just takes more scanning time. Mm-hmm.
right, exactly. There is a organization which cover all the airline in the world calling IATA, okay? This is IATA, okay? Basically all the cargo handled for air shipping in the world, and doesn't matter if you are Amazon seller or if you are manufacturer, doesn't matter, need to be handled according to IATA regulation. So this is why it's taking some time, and there is a reason.
I understand, man. And also we spoke about the price, that we're going to have the calculations for the price and description. Essentially, I'll have it explained there because it's a bit more like technical, how to calculate the price for normal shipping, for the express shipping. It's not that complicated, but it will help you understand better what you're supposed to pay. And we want to save you some money. So obviously that's this. Amit, one more question before I get to my kind of special question. Like, is there anything else you would like to share about like air shipping generally? Maybe something I forgot to ask you, something the viewers would like to know. I mean, we covered a lot, I guess, but maybe something we forgot. Do you think?
I think we covered quite
Yeah.
everything. I think the most important thing for sellers, and doesn't matter if they're beginners or experts and so on, is to know their inventory, to understand the transit time for air shipping, the real transit time for air shipping, and to calculate how much inventory and when they need to send it out. Otherwise, there would be, of course, some issues with the inventory. And again, you don't want to lower the ranking and to be out of
Yeah.
stock, no sales, and so on. So again, I think this is the main issue in regard to air shipping in general.
Right, man. I see. Yeah. We don't want to go out of stock. We hate going out of stock. We want to sell, and just we gotta look for our numbers and obviously act accordingly. Amit, man, and my special question of the day is like so you're like I mean, for you with the shipping and logistics company, it's pretty hectic with this period, I guess, which is good. You have more, I guess more customers, and it's kind of, it's moving, but how do you have you ever had a time, say, this is how I'm going to say this question, have you had a time when you were like, I'm quitting everything, and but you didn't quit? Can you tell us about this maybe situation, how it happened, maybe what made you stay and not quit, kind of this?
Yeah, sure. So I'm telling everybody, like, to be a logistics company, okay, is such a different from being Amazon sellers, because we are living on a daily pressure all day long, because everybody that doing logistics, okay, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about you as a seller, or doesn't matter if you're a manufacturer, doesn't matter who, but everybody that taking cargo from point A to point Z, usually they want the cargo already at Amazon, let's say, for instance, yesterday, okay? So there is always pressure on when the cargo will be departed, when the cargo will be delivered, and so on. So just on this case, I do believe that everybody that have freight forwarding company really need to have, sorry about the term, but balls of steels, okay? To know act with high pressure, okay, and high demand from the customer. This is one. I can tell a quick story, which I don't know if it benefit myself or not, but this is the story, okay? We had air shipping that needed to be delivered before Christmas time, okay? And the cargo being confirmed to my colleague in China by Air Express, okay? The cargo was ready, I think, around 12th December, okay, last year. The customer chose, of course, Air Express because there was almost no inventory at all, and we wanted to sell Christmas time. So I confirmed my colleague in China to ship it by Air Express, and eventually they made a mistake and sent it by regular air, okay? So the cargo was not delivered on time, and of course arrived to Amazon after Christmas. There was a major hit for the seller in sales and so on. So I think it's a good opportunity maybe to explain a bit about what the difference between this freight forwarder and the other freight forwarder. So me as a company saw the huge damage I made for the customer. So I fully refund the customer on the shipping itself, and I gave him a free shipping for the next shipping as well. Listen, sometimes things get fucked up, but the main issue in regard to freight forwarder is that the freight forwarder that you're working with should be a partner of yours, okay? And I think this is the main point when a freight forwarder need to be chosen, this one or the other one. I think it's, but again, things always happen. In logistics, it's not a black and white. Million of things can happen during any process, because a lot of subcontractors handle the cargo. If it's the agent itself, the carrier, the port authority, the employees, and so on. So there is a lot of people handle just one cargo. So potential things and risks can happen, but this is something that the freight forwarder should know how to handle.
Thanks for sharing the story, man. Thanks for being open, and that shows your professionalism. There was a mistake, but you took it on yourself, and that's a very important part of, I guess, any entrepreneur that maybe wants to make it. If we do a mistake, we are responsible. And if you know to say that you are, man, that shows that you are very professional and good stuff, man. And I guess, we were pretty, you felt, I guess, at that point a bit like, but you took the necessary measures and you took the care of this, right? And you refunded, gave free shipment. Fair enough, man. And
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I think, man, that every entrepreneur or every company owner, okay, things happen all the time. Eventually,
Yeah.
as a company owner, you should try to overcome going sleep at night and waking up refreshed the next day. Otherwise, it's not for you. It's not for you to be entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. I gotta say, you're under 20% right, because yeah, it's a different path. But it's nice that you're walking it, man. And I guess me too. We're no, it's pretty nice to have be connected to people like you, man. Where we can share this and hopefully, help each other rise. And Amit, man, how can people contact you and maybe your company? How should they better contact you if they would like to talk to you?
Yeah, you can contact me. Maybe we'll put in the description below my phone number, my email, our company website, and so on. So yeah, you can contact us via free platforms, Messenger, WhatsApp, telephone number, email, website, and so on. Everything. We are waiting for your calls and emails.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I'll have everything linked in the description below for our dear viewers, and so they can talk to your company. Everything is there. And man, I want to thank you in the second time for coming again and sharing knowledge bombs with us and helping us understand our air shipping is better, because it's crucial for us as Amazon sellers. And I hope to see you here again, man.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon, man.